Me, Dorse, again. Your community manager, Bean. Totally not dressed in Pusheen stuff right now.
I do have a Pusheen plushie near me.
Right?
It's got a bag of chips.
I almost bought that
It's
one.
real
I
good.
saw that at the mall the other day.
Oh, it's so good. It actually makes a crinkling sound. I can actually grab it.
That's amazing.
ASMR.
Right?
But yeah, this is the chips.
I forgot that like everybody else's crewmates would also appear, so like Mike just appeared behind you. Oh, that looks
can you hear the chips?
Ooh, it actually makes the chip sound.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's very good. It's the perfect size. It's like the same size as one of the other crewmate plushies I have.
Nice.
It's very good. She makes good merch.
Well, before I love talking with Amy because we can go off of tangents forever. But before I make that mistake during this QA session, hello everybody, welcome to our third Q&A session. This time with Amy, hosted by
me, Amy.
Dorse.
Dorse.
So before we get started, as before with our Q&A sessions, just a quick ground rules to cover. We can't ask all your submitted questions. All of you have been brilliant and submitted lots of questions to each of our folks who've had on our QA sessions, Amy being no exception, but we can't ask them all. So apologies if yours did not get chosen, but there's always next time. And just so you know, as before, we can't spill the beans. We want things to be surprised for you because that like brings us a lot of joy. So don't expect us to like be spoiling anything for map 5 or anything like that. We're gonna just try to avoid that at all costs because we want you to be excited. And then again, we'll do our best to hit all the questions. Today we have a quicker Q&A session, so we're going to try to get through all the questions we can. And if we have time and Amy's feeling up to it, we might pull some questions from the chat. So please hold on to your questions until the very end. I will let you know if we do have that time to pull questions from the chat. All righty. I think that covers all the quick ground rules. Amy, are you ready?
Let's go.
Sweet.
I just coughed a lot.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh no.
Of course, right as we start the Q&A, my should get water. It's okay.
This will segue nicely into our first question. Crewmate Lucker asks, "How are you?"
I'm good. It's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend. Was about to drink coffee, and then I was like, "Got a Q&A. I gotta chill."
Yeah,
but
right.
Yes, I am good.
I'll join you for coffee after the Q&A. Like coffee, good. Coffee, very good. So, our next one didn't do the cool thingy where it fades in. Okay. Oh, it did. That's real imposter behavior. Anyway, Crewmate Forgive asks, "How did you learn to draw? And what advice would you give to those people who want to learn how to draw?"
Oh man. Well, the deep lore is I started drawing back when Pokemon first came out. So yes, I'm a boomer. But yeah, I was just really into Pokemon and I wanted to draw my own Pokemon. So I kind of self-taught myself way back in the day. I did also take like art lessons like you would, I guess, like I went to public school, so they had your art classes. Definitely took some private art classes, so I got into like traditional art, which was more painting. Ooh. Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of extracurricular, and one of them was art classes. Yeah, that's how I started to learn, but a lot of it is just like, yeah, looking at references. I would say I'm still learning. Like you can learn, continually learn every day. And as for advice for people who want to learn to draw, I mean, pen and paper, pencil and paper, just get started. There's like something you really like, just try to, one, give yourself a little bit of a break. Like, think good things take time. But yeah, using resources. There's a lot of good YouTube videos out there. There's a lot of good art tutorials out there. A lot of artists that share their processes. So I would say that's a good start.
Yeah, and man, I didn't realize you also went like the classical. I don't want to say classical. I don't want to say it makes it sound even older, right? But but like doing more, I guess, traditional, like the painting and things like that. Like, did you enjoy those? Sorry, like to segue off.
Oh no, yeah, I totally do. I do miss doing, I guess you call it traditional art, but like, yeah, I did buy some like smaller canvases and some acrylic paints just because that's what I'm comfortable with. I would like to get into watercolor, but that requires too much patience and I ain't got the time. But yeah, I do like it. I mean, I do still occasionally draw like little doodles that I'll eventually draw digitally. So like concept art for Among Us and stuff. Like sometimes it'll be like I keep stuff in your sketchbook. That's another pro tip. I'm really bad about that. But what really works for me right now is just like post-it notes, just like a quick casual thing.
Yeah.
Just to get it out, which is really nice. Like not everything has to be this polished piece of work. If it just makes you happy, takes like 2 seconds. Well, that's pretty impressive. It takes, a couple seconds. Get the idea out.
2-second artists out there.
Yeah, that ain't me. Well,
kudos.
It ain't me.
Right, yeah, not me either. Let's see here. Crewmate Nihan asks, how do you make art in the game?
We use this program called Adobe Animate, which used to be known as Flash. Shockwave Flash way back in the day for everyone who remembers that. But yeah, we use that program and it's a vector program. So it's like mathy and scalable. I don't know. We just draw a picture in there, make it a symbol and export PNG and bam, we put it in the game. Give it to the programmers and they make thing work.
I'm glad we're also on that same page because like on the side, like I get to watch all of you make the art, right? I get to make you like it's like I don't know what they do, but then suddenly Bean look cool. It's like
it surprises us too. Yeah, it's some ideas come faster than others, but at the end of the day, yeah, the work is all digital, and then yes, we get programmer and be like, please take care of it.
Please give us the thing, please. Oh, I'm doing it backwards again today. Question before the crewmate. Faith Le Pen 335 asks, how do you choose what art style to go with?
So specifically for Among Us, since the beginning, we basically it was originally the two artists were me and Marcus, so Puffballs. The goal was to replicate kind of his art style, kind of just an accessible Flash Newgrounds game style. And also ultimately like we wanted it to be easy because there was just like you have to animate the character, you got to do the map, you got to do the cosmetics. So simple but still just like charming. But yeah, the ultimate answer is we're just pretending to be Puffballs to some degree. To some degree, I feel like there's maybe like personal or art style has changed over the year, so like Puff has gotten a little bit more comfortable or better with art, so like we have a little bit more flexibility there.
Right.
But yes, we're all imposters.
Right. Yeah. And like and that's one of the things that like I don't want to say it surprises me, but I guess it's more of like y'all are so skilled enough, right? Where it's like it's very you are very skilled. I've seen. But the fact that like for the art team to have like a cohesive like style where it just like there are times where, like, unless I know specifically who drew it, it's like I don't know who drew it. You
Oh,
know, or it's just like that is a skill of its own to, like, yeah, to like unify
oh, I'm glad you
across
think
like
that.
multiple artists.
I think because I'm on the art side, like even if I don't know who originally drew it, I think each artist still has their own style.
Right.
But it's still good. Like we're all in a family of style, I guess.
Yeah. That's a great way to put that. I like that.
Yeah.
So our next question is from crewmate Bruno Breno Bunnan. What would be the weight of a crew member from Amogus?
Amogus. I don't know about this game called Amogus. Would this be cheating? I actually opened Among Us because I know for a fact that we have the weight in game. That's so people. I
That's
see
valid.
people mentioning the height. That's the height, y'all. In game,
Yeah.
apparently the crewmate is 92 pounds.
It's not-
I don't know what that is
not
in
too
kilograms.
shabby.
I'm sorry. Google that.
Yeah,
But
somebody do the quick the quick conversion.
yeah. The height is 3.6 ish.
Yeah. Oh, so 41.7 kilos. All right.
What? That sounds so.
That feels way better.
I'm a
in
dirty
kilos
American.
than
I don't know. I don't know
pounds.
KG. I feel bad.
Yeah. Like, well, now you know the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can like make a 1-to-1 crewmate.
Mm-hmm. It's a high BMI. It's that single bone. Big bone, y'all.
Yeah, the one single big bone.
Mm-hmm.
Crewmate Fiddly. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please yell at me if I didn't. Red, blue, or army green?
I mean, let's see. Outside of Among Us, I'm a big fan of blue, like 255 blue. It's real good.
Ooh, yeah.
In game, I'd probably still go with blue. Like, we don't have army green and blue, or we don't have army green in the game. I guess the closest thing would be Barf, but Barf is not in game. Or Olive.
Oh, Barf.
Oh, Barf. Rest in peace, Barf. But yeah, I would go with blue, and then red, and then army green.
Yeah, you can't see it. I'm high-fiving you as also a person that loves blue.
No, I truly really like. I really like just like plain blue.
Right? Yeah, it's really good, and I'm coming around, and I'm enjoying yellow more as a color.
Oh, good. Yellow's also my favorite.
Yellow
color.
is delightful.
Yeah, if I were to say top colors currently, blue, yellow, and then like green. Like really solid, bright in your face green is really good.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier the Slayer asks, what is your favorite drawing you've done?
Trying to think. Technically, I had time to think. In recent memory, because like a lot of the stuff I'm working on, we can't talk about, so I can't talk about that stuff. I haven't done a promo in a long time, but I did do, I think, the Among Us VR promo, at least for the Among Us social.
Yes.
And it was fun because I was like, I'm gonna try, like, honestly, it really wasn't animating, but I drew different poses for the crewmate with the VR headset, technically to the beat of Crab Rave. If people are familiar with Beat Saber. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to draw. And then having all the other crewmates just like not judging, but just kind of watching VR headset crewmate just go off.
Yeah, I actually just scrolled through yesterday looking at some of our past promos, and I saw that one, and I was like, yeah, I love it so much.
And I drew the little
just playing Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber, but like, you know, it's not really clear that it's Beat Saber. It could be them, you know, running around Skeld on Among Us VR. But yeah, I also animated the little plant pet to like bob its head. Like, yeah, like they're holding a beat.
Yeah. And that was a good one. So for any of you that remember, that was back when we did add the VR headset cosmetic in
Oh, that's
celebration
right.
of
Yeah.
our friends at Shell Games launching
Mhm.
Among Us VR.
Yeah. That's like the most recent one. I could go on. My other one is my the thick-legged
We are on
Among Us
your
horse.
time, so you're allowed to tell us your favorite. You are allowed.
My child leg boy, which is an emoji in this Discord if you want to look. But yeah, I could go on, but I'll just do those two.
Yeah. Oh, there they are. They're appearing in
Yeah,
chat.
they thanks for trying,
There they
Joe.
go.
My man.
Yep.
It's very
Never
good.
skip
Just
leg day.
like 30 minutes in Photoshop, and I'm so proud.
Yep. Hey, sometimes that's all it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next, as we get the gathering of the leggy boys, Drycan63 wants to know, how often do you work on art that's not Among Us related?
Very basically zero. Unfortunately, a lot of it is just I'm extremely lazy, aka inner self. No, I would say recently I've been trying to be good about just like taking the time to do art for myself, because like doing art as a job, like I feel very fortunate to call this my job. I get to draw fun mean beans, and anything associated with fun mean beans. But yeah, so like I was talking about painting earlier. I haven't done any paintings recently, but I did do one this year, which honestly is a success. So I basically haven't done personal art in the past 2 years since Among Us kind of went viral. I have been going to a friend's place to do pottery. I would
Ooh.
consider that art. I'm terrible.
Yeah, I can
3D,
that's
3D,
definitely art.
3D pot, like 3D form anything is extremely difficult. So I props to people who could do pottery or sculpture. But that's been fun. Just like I did technically make a tiny little clay crewmate. I'll post a photo of it later.
Ooh,
It worked. It
fun.
turned out. I'm pretty excited. How it turned out, but
props to you for doing that. I'd be afraid. Like it's clay everywhere.
Inch tall, and it doesn't stand up straight. I have to like prop it against something. But yeah, I'm so basically yeah. I don't do enough personal art, but I'd like to. I'd like to just like yeah. It's life gets ahead of you, and you know, someone I don't know. I don't want to say how old I am, but like, man, I gotta like garden and like make sure that my roof isn't leaking and like
responsibilities.
Yeah, get groceries, and then after all that, I'm so tired. Or my free time goes to Tears of the Kingdom because it's good.
Yeah,
I gotta find every cave, y'all.
100%. That was me like the other day where it was like, oh, you're not doing like